Hi, I'm Dr. Austin. Here's how you use the custom whitening system. First, you use the desensitizer. You're going to take off the cap, and then you're going to use this to squirt it into your tray. You're only going to do about 1/2 of a grain of rice of material, and you're going to squirt it into each tooth that needs to be desensitized. About this much on each one. I'm pushing it onto the tray and I'm scraping it off. That way, that amount stays onto the plastic where you want it. Once you do all of the teeth in the tray, I'm only going to go to my first molars. Then you place the tray in your mouth, and it says for 5 to 15 minutes of wearing this desensitizer to help with your teeth so they're not sensitive while you're whitening. Once you're done with the 5 to 15 minutes, take it out, brush it off with a toothbrush, brush your teeth off with a toothbrush. Now you're ready to whiten. You're going to use your whitening syringe. You're going to take off the cap, and now with your new clean custom whitening trays, you're going to squirt the same amount into each tooth well, and you're going to place it in about 1/2 of a grain of rice and scrape it off. Once it's all into all the areas that you're going to whiten, then you can place it in your mouth. However, you don't need to whiten a crown. You don't need to whiten a veneer. Those won't whiten, but your teeth will. So if you know which ones are crowns or veneers, you don't need to whiten those ones. So you squirt it into the teeth you're going to whiten, and if you don't know, you can do all of them. However, if you use too much material and you squirt out a whole line of gel into here, that's going to be too much. It squirts out onto your gums, and then your gums are sensitive throughout that process, and then you have a white line on your gums for about 10 minutes afterwards that goes away. It doesn't do any permanent damage, but it just irritates your gums quite a bit. So try to use a small amount. If you still get a little excess, use a toothbrush to brush off the excess right after you put it in. Okay, so now you've whitened for about 30 to 60 minutes with this gel. That's less sensitive now after you've used the desensitizer, but you can use the desensitizer again afterwards. If you're whitening with this, most people do it about 10 times. So once per day until you're done. After that 10 times, you can desensitize again at the end, or you can desensitize in the middle of your treatments. So it's usually once per day, 30 to 60 minutes with this. Once you put it in, you take it out, you brush off the gel, and you're done for the day. You can skip a day or two if your teeth are still too sensitive. After the 10 treatments, you're done for the year, and you can do it again the next year. Keep these trays to do so the next year. Some people do a touch-up treatment after about 6 months. And if you have any questions, please call the office and let us know.